Alright, guys, we're getting ready to go into this tournament day. Alright, so Twitch. Let me mute this because he's got. Alright, good. I already muted it. And it's on. So, here's the scoop. I figured out my issue, not my video player issue, which sucks because I record games and sometimes I like to go over them outside of YouTube. Unfortunately, now I am going to have to only go over games that I live record or make videos on, which is what it is until I figure that out. I used to be able to open my video player and go through games via OBS, right, and do breakdowns on stream that I didn't do videos on. There's a lot of games, right? It'd be crazy to do videos on all of them. With that said, while I work that issue out, not your guys' problem, here's what we got coming. Goals is a game in the alpha stage, as we all know, but they're doing a fantastic job of allowing players to stress test the game as they improve it, working towards full release. One of the cool things they have, and it's player ran by this guy right here that you're seeing on screen. Let's see the name. I'm probably going to butcher this, but his name is Marceau. Not too bad, right? Marceau. And if you ever are interested in getting in these tournaments, you simply go to the Goals Discord and you go under esports news, and then they'll have all these tournaments right here. You can scroll down, and this is the one we're in. New Goals Casual Tournament taking place. There's obviously in-game prizes, so it's player ran, but it's sanctioned by the game, if you will, right? So that's the cool part, is that you can still get prizes for it. Now, with that being said, you have to understand that while there's going to be good players in here, there's no requirements. It's not like the FC Pro ladder or cups or tournaments that they do, even the PlayStation. It's more like the PlayStation tournaments. That's a perfect example where anybody can sign up, you play. They could be good players, bad players, and you get FC points as a result. So typically speaking, you're not going to get the worst of the worst players that will waste your time. Sometimes you do. But you're going to get players that feel like they can earn and use FC points. In this, it's only packed, so there's not much to lose. So you may get bad players, or you may get players that say, hey, the only reason I'd play is just to win it, so they're going to be quality. We will have to see. I haven't taken part or even watched any of these previous tournaments. The reason why I'm so interested right now is because in this current state of goals, I love the game, right? Is it as sharp as it can be? Absolutely not. Do they have a lot of work to do? Absolutely. But I think the game is in a great place, and showing what the Goals devs have showed so far, I think it's only going to get better. They're the only dev team that I trust in that nature, just based on what they've done and based on their responses and their feedback, as well as how quickly they made changes during their actual playtest week, where they focused on all the feedback and made daily changes. Right now, they're still allowing us to play the game, taking our feedback in the same way. We're just not getting those constant updates where they're like, oh, you don't like this? Try this. How about this? What do you think of this? We just added 5v5. Try this out. Right? It's more like, here's the version. We're behind closed doors. We know there's X, Y, and Z still in the game that we need to tweak, add, remove. But play this version for now. Keep giving us feedback, and we're going to be over here working on the game. They're obviously all on holiday break, which is well-deserved based on the fact that they've given us this great game. And now we get to enjoy a tournament of a game in alpha mode, guys. That's unheard of. FC doesn't do this. eFootball, UFL, even though those games have been out for a long time, it's like, well, this is an alpha of a brand new game. But even FC, as they come out every year, right? Think about it. Every year I get the beta, and this was the only year I've had the channel and showed you guys a lot. Allegedly showed you guys a lot of beta footage. No, it was my footage, right? I had to do it in a wonky way because they can basically kick you from the game. They can ban your account. But I still showed you guys the footage. And the game looked amazing, and it ended up being trash. What was that? Oh my goodness, I want to hear this. I think he has copywritten music, though. He's not saying anything. Interesting. Did he mute?
Having tackling.
Man, I can't rewind on this. Like, you know, you can like rewind on the YouTube if that's what you want to call it, or. But I think he had the same glitch
Bro,
that.
this guy is so bad that I'm actually losing it. It's fucking insane.
Hey, sounds like me. He turned off the copyright music, which is cool. But that glitch where you pass back to the goalie and the goalie freezes. So something like that, you know they're going to remove. I've had it happen a couple times where, let's say you steal the ball from an attacker, but you have nowhere to go. You don't want to, give them the ball right back. So you play to your keeper and try to immediately play it out to wing back, which is what I did. And then when you play it to your goalie for whatever reason, they just freeze up. It looked like that was a similar situation. Is that annoying? Yes. Right? Will it happen again? Yes. That's why you take the rankings with a grain of salt. You take every game with a grain of salt. You take the discrepancy between the players who apparently boosted their players with a previous upgrade system that they nerfed because you could go skyrocket your players' ratings.
God, bro, this delay.
If you want to see, look at the top. Look at that Markey guy. He's the top #1 player. I'm hoping he plays in this tournament. I've never seen him play. He could be great at goals. He could be a complete rat. He could be anywhere in between. But if you look at his players, they're ridiculously high rated. And if you're like myself and didn't play the way earlier version of goals, you don't have the option or ability to upgrade your players like they used to. Apparently, that's the answer I got. Where you'll have an uncommon card with 99 pace, 95 shooting, 94 dribbling. They're terrible at everything else, but obviously that's all you need to have an elite attacker. So this has been a crazy game. Not much I could say. I got to watch more in detail to see what I think the skill level is. But that's what I want to see. Are a lot of these players in this tournament going to be abusing the mechanics that they know are going to be removed, but right now that it helps people win? Because, again, the devs are giving us this while they work behind closed doors. They're not giving us constant updates like they did during that official playtest week. Or are these players playing proper football? Right?
Nice.
So I'll give you guys an example real quick. I showed this. I had some problems with the last stream. I had to fix some stuff on OBS, so I'll show this as if I didn't have that stream because it's you guys can't see it anymore. But when you go into my Discord, I was showing this. I broke into the top 100, and like I say here, if you're not in my Discord, I'll read it in summary, right? So you take these ratings with a grain of salt like everything else. This is the tournament. These are the participants. Let's see if that Markey guy's in here. Who knows? He might be in his name, might not be Markey. It doesn't look like it, though. And I've played that Tactic 1. I don't know if I beat him or not. I'm going to have to check. Who else did I play in here? That's all out of all these players that I've played. So that's cool. So that's a tournament. This is just a player. He doesn't work for goals or anything, but is sanctioned by goals. They will give in-game rewards for it, which is amazing. That's that interaction that you have to love between the devs and the players. But before they start, so these ratings constantly change, but broke into the top 100, and I did it playing pure football. You guys can check all my past games. I'll have more and more videos coming breaking down kind of how I'm playing, but I don't abuse anything. I play the game, and I give you my description of pure football there, which is basically just your decisions on defense, right? Manually marking players, manually switching your players appropriately, marking the lofted through ball, for instance. A lot of people are saying it's ratty, but you have the ability to mark it. I have a video that just came out today, part of the Goals Galore series, where I break down an entire game because it was a perfect scenario where the opponent, all he did was go for crosses the whole time. He wasn't very good in other areas, but he could be. He just chooses to be a cross spammer. I beat him 3-2, I believe it was. He did end up getting like 2 crosses, but playing overall pure football, beat the cross spammer. It shows exactly how I did it. Shows how I made sure to mark up his dangerous targets when possible. Sometimes it's harder when there's several players in the box. You just do what you can. But a lot of times you can handle it yourself. And on those lofted through balls, it's the same scenario. You can handle it. The problem I have with crosses differently from the lofted through balls is simply that there's no header of the ball, the best in the world ever, that scored that many headers. Where if you get a player that's elite in jumping, like 95 jumping, 95 heading, you have a ridiculously high chance to score. Like I'm talking everyone, I'm fixing the screen right now, every one of your headers could potentially go in, if not almost every one. That's just not realistic. Through balls, if the defender's not marking the player in real life, there's a very high percentage chance that player is going to score. However, if defensively you track that run, you can typically win that ball in the air, win that ball with your defender and sweep around and gain possession and play the ball and start attacking. Or at the very least, if the attacker wins the ball, if you read it, you can catch up and defend. If you do not manually switch to your defenders, that's your fault. Of course, players are going to play through balls over and over and over. I got stomped I won the tournament yesterday on my third attempt, the kickoff cup. But in my second and first attempts, I got stomped. The second one, it was like 7-1 after I was dominating the opponent. After a chance to go up, it was 1-1. I had a chance to go up 2-1. I tried to practice a chip, didn't work. And after that, he just threw ball. Now, he had a center mid that had 92 passing, like 99 lofted through ball, lofted pass, whatever. And that on top of my poor defending, remember it's a cup, so I had my two best backs out. And he took advantage of that and my poor player switching and just stomped me, right? So then I got warmed up to knowing I had to be ready for that from him and every other opponent. I win my next attempt. But I deserved to get stomped that game. It wasn't, oh, look at this through ball spammer. However, sometimes on crosses, if you're doing everything you can to mark the player, and then let's say there's those situations where your player fronts the attacker, jumps up to win the header, and it almost like goes through your player and gets, because their player has elite heading. They got to fix that. That should not happen. That's some UFL type stuff. So hopefully they balance out the crosses and headers. Other than that, the crosses, the let's call it animation part is awesome. They just got to balance out how powerful the elite heading stat players are, if that makes sense. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of football we see out of this tournament. Could be amazing, could be terrible, could be a mix. Either way, though, this game, in my opinion, is in a great spot. But if you're not playing it, you be the judge. There's going to be plenty of goals to watch to make your decision.
Okay, can you play in the 5v5 Cup on Sunday? I need some quality players.
Also, if you have been playing goals, let me know your comments on where you think the game is at. You like it? You don't like it? Are you not playing anymore until they get a newer version of the game? I know there's some players doing that.
So yeah, winner of the giveaway from this pack is I Am French, by the way. Like you see it here. I Am French won it. Congrats to your green pack, bro. Yeah, we'll make new giveaway in a second. Yeah, we can't do 5v5 now, we have to this tournament. Yes! Okay, I need to put up the brackets. So by the way, there's new giveaway. You can put like exclamation enter again. city brackets. We have 21 players today. That's crazy.
21 players in this
So
tournament.
let's see how the bracket looks if I have to rig it. But looks good. Und die Webstra, ja. Here.
I'm gonna do a test
Okay,
real
bracket
quick.
is online. It's for a green pack up then. For green pack. It's 5. Yes, bro.
Check my volume.
Green pack.
OBS is great, but man, it can cause problems. So I gotta just do a quick test real quick.
Against Zatham.
It wasn't, oh, look at this through ball spammer. However, sometimes on crosses, if you're doing everything you can to mark the player, and then let's say there's those situations where your player fronts the attacker, jumps up to win the header, and it almost like goes through your player and gets, because their player has a lead heading. They gotta fix that. That should not happen. That's some UFL type stuff. So hopefully they balance out the crosses and headers. Other than that, they're, you know, the crosses, the let's call it animation part is awesome. They just got to balance out how powerful the elite heading stat players are, if that makes sense. All right, so here we go. Should be coming soon. Let me take this off and mute.
Yes, you got the pack, bro. Wait, I sent you the code.
So I wonder, maybe this guy does work for goals. I don't think so. I could be wrong though, but if he's able to do pack giveaways and stuff, who knows? Unless he just has access, I don't know. Does anybody knows this guy work for goals? He's playing in the tournament too, so I doubt it, but you never know. Or at least I think he is.
I'm creating 5v5.
So I either missed one legendary packing that they did, or he got a upgrade that pushed him to a third legendary. See the squad there? He's playing a 4-3-3.
Should I put it in the chat? Okay, bro.
While we're listening to this, let me check, see if there's any
so anybody can use it.
Discord upgrades.
Alright, he should be there. Like, I wrote with him like an hour ago.
Let's check this out.
No, fuck.
Some discussions.
I can do one more giveaway. I have more codes. This is the last one which I will give away today. Like now you can write exclamation mark enter. For free pack. No rare codes, bro. I'm not that important.
No rare codes, they said. Here we go. First game of this tournament.
Go run it. Yeah, first game here, you know, in the tournament. Yeah, but first Riot has to win it. This is the harder challenge.
Let's let this play a little bit and then we'll talk about it.
Alright, run it. Alright, bro. I think we can match in the semi-final. Girls, by the way, told him here because he said he's going to cast like the semifinal.
All right, so what I'm looking for as I'm watching, right, is are these players playing football or are they abusing the mechanics that are guaranteed or all but guaranteed to be removed or tweaked, whatever, however you want to look at it, due to the being overpowered or just not being in line with the way that the goals devs want the game to go, because they're almost certainly going to at least balance the crosses and the power that the high stat headers slash jumpers, the power of those players. They're definitely going to better equip defenders. Hopefully the shoulder charge or what they do with that makes sense. I'm sure, like I said, I have full faith in them. I couldn't say that about any other development team. In this case right now, doesn't look like we're going to get a very good look because the one player is just, this Marceau is just dominating. Now, I don't know if it's just his gameplay the whole time. That would kind of suck. Probably is going to be. I mean, why would he promote, of course he's going to. It's not like I do show other games. I'm showing it right now, but maybe he'll show other games. I don't know how that would work. Probably only him, though, I'm assuming. And then when he's out, I'm guessing that's it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But this is obviously, he's playing somebody from Saudi Arabia, maybe, or somewhere like that based on the name. The one thing I'll say is brilliant connection. No matter where your opponent's at, even with limited servers and limited players in this alpha version of the game, the connection's always great, so that's good to see. But this looks like it's going to be a domination. Let's hear what he might have to say.
But you know about the love that.
I have the utmost respect. Yeah, this is all but over.
And what did you send, Ronald? This is a screenshot of his team. Yeah, bro, like, I don't know, he has to, like, change his team or you get a death win. Like, rules are clear, like in VPG tournaments. Bro, did you still not start your game? Oh. Oh, delaying the tournament. Oh, that's crazy. Hopefully Dry wins his game that I can, like, then watch him when I have to wait. Bro, then he has to pay with green ones or basics. Like, it's not your problem. Oh.
What a hotel. Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago.
You got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago. Oh, yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 40%. Hotel? Trivago.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I don't have to jump off here. I wanted to really show this and promote it. Obviously, you can always go directly to this Marceau site. Because at the end of the day, I want to promote this game. I think it's amazing. The problem is, and I know they can't do this yet, but the problem is when you have these types of tournaments, you may see good football, you may not. Like, this isn't a game. This isn't this player. Good for him for getting in and having the confidence to jump in, but clearly this Marceau is just way different level than this player he's playing. So that's the thing. You know, with nothing to lose, but you know, you have packs maybe to gain. Some players don't get it, and they'll sign up. I think a lot of players would say, I can't do that yet. So hopefully we see some really good games. Definitely as the tournament goes on, we'll see games. But obviously, you can't compare this to like, oh, well, I just watched the FC Pro event, or I just watched the eFootball World Championships. This is literally an alpha version of a game with a sign-up tournament that anybody can enter. Right? So, I mean, the score of 8-1, if you've played goals, you know. Most games don't get this crazy. There's some, but let's just hope this is kind of a one-off. I'd love to start pointing out some of the things that I love. And during these crazy games, if I could get my damn media player to work, I have some really good games in mind I really want to share with you. They'll be shared in an upcoming video. But yeah, these obviously aren't fun. Crazy this opponent's staying in here, but guess he's getting the experience. Yeah, it sounds like copyright music to me. Very FC style attack. Oh! Obviously, that doesn't no big deal in 9-1. But man, I love their post hits, how it rocks the goal. I love their finishing animations and just like this game is so sharp in so many ways. That's what it's crazy. Like, there's a lot of people who listen to what I say about goals and like, dude, you're glazed and how much are they paying you? Like, as if someone as small as me, streaming wise, content wise, everything, just small. They're not gonna pay me. I'm just telling the truth, just like I do about all games, the good, the bad, and everything in between. The reason why I guess you could say I'm less harsh on goals about the bad stuff is because you can expect it. The bad stuff actually helps at this stage because the devs can see, oh, they're abusing this. Oh, we didn't know they would abuse this. We're going to remove that or tweak this, right? That's better. Like, whereas these full release games where they had all this already done behind closed doors, where they don't have the balls, EA Sports, Konami, or Strikers to let us play during the early stages because they don't want bad clips of their game, and they want. So by the time we get to play it, even during beta, outside of just, oh yeah, you're right, you know, this jersey color is incorrect, or some minor, oh, you're right, the pass has got to be a little bit harder, right? There's some stuff that is glaringly bad that it's like, how did they think this was okay? And then the devs will go, shit, we can't fix that. So you'll say about 10 things to fix, they might be able to fix like 3. The other 7, they're way past the point of, no return. So you're just stuck with a really bad game that's just not really, really bad. That's the path those other football games go down. Goals every step of the way, they're getting feedback. And actively, if and when they want us to test out something, guess what? They'll add it into the game. They'll let us know what it is. Then we test that and everything else out, and so on and so forth. So by the time the game comes out, you're going to have this extremely loyal community that feels an actual part of the creation of the game, which is awesome. It's the best way to do it. Right? That's why you take everything with a grain of salt. If you're doing amazing, take it with a grain of salt. The game's going to change, right? Who knows? The ratings, take them with a grain of salt if you're doing good, bad, or anything, because your opponents that are above you, below you, whatever, they may be using nonstop glitches that aren't going to be in the full release. So maybe your top 50, you would be top 5. You don't know. I mean, that's making that up, but that's where this tournament should be interesting just to see, especially as we get deeper, to see how the top players in this thing play. I know for a fact, like the free kicks, nice goal, are being reworked because right now, no matter where you get a free kick at, it's either, if it's far away, you can only pass it. Obviously, that makes sense. But when it's close up, if it's at an angle where you typically cross it, your players would be back post. They don't have that yet. They still have to add that into the game. No matter what, when you get in close, even from a dumb angle that no one would shoot from, you line up as if you're going to shoot it, right? So even if you do manually cross it from the certain free kicks, your players aren't lined up to receive a cross. They're literally lined up as if you're going to shoot. The wall's lined up for a shot, right? So they're going to rework that. Say you get a free kick like almost on the end line to the right of the box. It's no longer going to be a shooting animation, right? Unless you switch it to that, which I'm sure they'll have. But it's going to be it's going to be, how can I say it? Sorry, I'm multitasking too. Oh, terrible timing. Totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, so for the free kicks, you're going to have that option to shoot, but your players are going to line up to where you can cross the ball, right? And that's just one example, but I'm just saying, it's stuff like that. The shoulder charge or more equipped defenders. More skill moves. If you look at within your tactics, they're going to have more formations. Potentially, they might rework it. It might be more like eFootball, where you can manually put your players exactly where you want them, which I think Goals could do a great job with. I hope they add something like eFootball's tactics, because it really is incredible how Goals has translated those stats and explained them all and translate them into in-game, and I hope they get that detail with the tactical side, with the more formations, or doing it similar to eFootball, you put the players where you want them and then the formation comes from that, right? Then they don't even have to have formations at all. It's just you choose your formation based on where you put your player, and then maybe your depth is chosen through that too, or you can have the depth, and then of course they need more player roles. Like right now, it's like wingback or fullback. Your attacking mids have no options. Like defensive mids can be all out defend or balance. No all out attacking. Like they're going to get way more specific with that type of stuff for sure. So I can't wait for that. Obviously, there's got to be a level of customization. There's no way they leave that out. I'm a nerd with that stuff. I know many of you guys are too. It's an awesome part of these Ultimate Team type of modes. And I think Goals can come up with some outrageously cool kits, and I know they will. Alright, got that figured out. Alright, let's see what our boy's saying in here. Can't, because he's got that copyrighted music on. Hopefully when the game starts he doesn't. So you go into a friendly 1v1. You invite the opponent, then they join. That's pretty cool. See, I haven't done anything like this. He's an Xbox player. He's got the overlay, the custom overlay on. I want to, like, obviously he added that. I can do something like that up until they add the option in Goals. But you know they're going to add that option too, without a doubt. I know for a fact they confirmed they're going to add the option to reconfigure your commands. A lot of people, surprisingly to me, a lot of people ask for that, because for me it's just your classic FC controls or whatever, but a lot of people have, run with different controls. So A lot of people have been asking if you're one of them. Yes, they're definitely going to have that option. Come on, Amazon. Alright, let's see what we got here. There we go, the music's off too. Alright. Okay, so this Marcel's watching now. Cool, so that answers that question.
By the way, everybody finished already, except Ronald. Call it. Andrea is already leading.
Let's watch how these guys play here. Oh, he's fast
Mike
forward.
is also leading.
Oh, he's going from game to game.
Für Guten Tag FC hier.
I think I've played that Joel. Maybe not, though. I might not have. Good from the keeper. Now, it's interesting. Sometimes if you have your keeper on sweeper keeper like I do, they'll come out automatically, and it helps a lot. Every once in a while, they make stupid decisions, though, and they'll give your opponent an easy goal that they didn't earn. I still have them on it because I feel like it helps you more than it hurts you, but I wish they would... I hope they sharpen up that, too.
Possible.
My keeper, for instance, has 99 acceleration, but a lot of times it's null and void because in certain scenarios they'll get on the ground and make some great stops, especially if the player's coming in line and trying to cut out to shoot. But for some reason on those through balls into breakaways, the goalkeepers rush out and they just stop. And unless the striker tries to cut around them too close, they don't touch it. They need to come out and slide and make themselves big. Like a real goalie's not just going to run out to where they could potentially dive on the ball and just stop and let the striker get to it and shoot it. I don't know why goals does that, but again, hopefully that's just something they haven't added as opposed to...
I didn't pay attention.
Maybe there's reasoning for it, I just can't see it. Because there are some things that don't translate from real football to goals. If you watch that Stallion breakdown of why they chose the passing system they did and why they didn't go for like dispersion on some passes, like it makes total sense. So some things, like you don't have a anti-time wasting red line that comes up that gives the opponent a free kick if you keep the ball too much in your defensive end. But of course, you have to understand why that's needed. In a football game, there's things like that where it won't translate, but it makes more sense. Again, goal stabs are the only ones I trust to do a good job with making those types of decisions. The rest are so disconnected, their decisions always suck. Ah, music's back on. Son of a biscuit. Son of a biscuit. Sorry I keep going from big screen now. I gotta keep checking stuff. I'm kind of multitasking here. Yeah, and I still don't get how you could watch this, for example, and see how good it is. Like, see how the decisions being made are... What a run, dude. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. I had someone leave a comment. That stream's taken down because I was having difficulties in OBS. This one's up by the same title if you get confused. But a player came in and said, "Man, I play goals. My 99 striker, or no, sorry, my 99 defender couldn't catch up with a 72 pace striker, something like that, 75 pace striker, whatever it was." But I told him, I was like, you got to look at more than just the speed. If that 75 pace striker has 99 attacking IQ, they're going to see ways to exploit your defense. And they're going to make great quick runs, right? Whereas your higher pace but lower skilled player, right? Oh, let's see this. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. but where you're, and I said that wrong, you're higher pace but lower defensive IQ, not skill, defensive IQ player, right? They're going to read the run late unless you manually control the defender. That's where your control can take over. And that slow attacker with the 99 attacking IQ that jumps on the run and makes a perfect run, they're going to get to the spot faster. Now, once your 99 pace defender with the low defensive IQ is either manually taken over by you, to where you can make them react better, or once they do react, you're going to be behind. So you either got to manually read the play and, oh, that attacker's AI movement is excellent, they're making a great run, boom, manually run back, and then your pace will matter. You'll get there quick. If you let the AI decide based on the attacking and defensive IQ, the attacker that's 75 pace is going to make the run a lot quicker than the 99 defense with low defensive IQ. And therefore, the slower player with the great attacking IQ, they're going to get to the spot. You see it plenty of times in real football, and that's where it's brilliant. As a matter of fact, I was playing eFootball during the time that they tied acceleration to defense with this very thing. They copied off of goals, basically. Because it's true. You don't have to be a super fast player to be a striker, right? So the way Goals has done it, they made lower pace players relevant, especially say they have that high physicality, so they're slower pace, they might get caught up to, but maybe they have elite dribbling, elite finishing, and they can shield defenders off great. As long as they get a shot, they can score goals. Like Berbatov-esque, or like an Ibra, who had decent speed, but he wasn't like lightning. He wasn't an Mbappe or nothing like that. Not every striker is. And most games make it to where you can't use those slower strikers. You can in goals. Some will say, no, you need 99 pace. No. Elite dribbling, if you're good at it, and elite attacking IQ can help you a ton. Even if you don't see certain runs, once you see your attacking players kind of jump on them, you can take over and and make that run, or you can recognize it with another player you control and play that player through, making that great run. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. I don't know. These plays across the box, man, they drive me crazy. But you can manually mark those out. That's another thing in my videos where I'm showing how to deal with cross spammers. It's very similar to those FC-esque attacks, those FC-like attacks where they go down the wing and then play passes across until they find an open attacker. Yes, I want the defensive AI to be marking tighter. Seems like even with high IQ, defensive IQ defenders, they mark a little loosely on those balls across. Like, let's see this here. But you can manually mark those out. A lot of times, simple, you put one player there in between, like the winger and that central area, while you have your AI pressure. And that's the other thing. I notice a lot of players don't use their AI press appropriately. Because right now, with how shifty the attackers are, defensively, like, it's easy to get burnt 1v1. And that AI helper you have, let's call it, the AI pressure you can put from a player you're not controlling, it goes a long way in helping you stop, especially really good dribblers, who I'd say would be, in my opinion, the hardest to mark, taking out the super powerful heading spammers. Because you can mark them out for sure, but when they have 2, 3, 4 guys running in and they could cross to any of them and they're beasts in the air, I mean, you can only do so much, right? You mark the most dangerous option that you think they're going to, then the next and the next, but to do that all while you're trying to stop a cross, it's a lot. He said, I have no idea how to submit a result, which it's the same as FC Pro, I'm sure. You literally play a game, and then you go in to submit. It's pretty easy, but no big deal. And usually the home team does it. If you ever want to play those, there's a ton of descriptions. You don't have to look at, goals, how do I play this tournament? You can just go to Battlefly Tournament, Battlefly FC Pro Tournament, submitting a result, and I'm sure Battlefly has something up, but it's interesting. FC used to use Battlefly for tournaments, and then they switched out, and now they use it's within the game. It's within right now FC 26, and it'll be within FC 27.
Rodrigo now.
But they used to use Battlefly. It's interesting that goals went that route. I would think they could come with something where it's within their game, but Battlefly's cool. There's no terrible problems with it. I guess the worst for the FC Open Ladder and then the cups that they hosted on Battlefly, the worst was like the connection. But that would be the case in any situation, even if they didn't use Battlefly. It doesn't change much.
Purpose 4-2-3-1. He literally plays this formation since ever. I think he never switched.
4-2-3-1. Alright, let's check this one out. Mute this freaking music. You know what, let's do this. Alright. A lot of attacks on the wing. This drive in the end line, super powerful, nice pullback, but very well marked. Hoping we have a good game here. This Marceau's a good player for sure. I don't know who this other player is, Woodrow or whatever. I've played a few, well, only one for sure that I saw out of the 21 I've played. One for sure. And I can't remember if I beat him or lost. I'll have to check that. I forgot the damn player's name. Marceau's going for the driven inline, and the way I play, I don't go for anything planned. I see what the opponent's playing formation-wise, see what kind of flavor they add to it, if you will, because everyone has their unique approach no matter what formation, but you at least get the general idea of the positioning. Then see how they utilize the formation. Then, based on their defensive tendencies, do they mark the over-the-top through balls well? Do they mark the tiki-taka type passes? Are they super aggressive? Are they park the bus and patient? Based on what you see there, then you start gathering like, okay, this is what I think will beat this defense, right? And then you go from there, and then once they get used to a certain way you're attacking, you add in something else, or you purposely bait them. You keep going for the long through ball, then boom, you start going slow, build up, tiki-taka. It doesn't have to be slow, but just more tiki-taka. Man, rocket off the post, near post. Definitely a much better game than that thrashing that Marceau had in that first round, obviously. Good patience with the player, but those super tight passes, right, are super hard to get through. Remember, these defenders don't just block stuff right at them. High interception stats means they have like a box around them. The higher the stat, the better they are at defending. Sorry, the higher the stat, the bigger the area that they can cover for interceptions, which is brilliant, by the way. And that's what I want for shoulder challenge. Not the FC people were confusing yesterday. Not the FC like, oh, I'm 10 yards away, press X, and you'll tackle the player, especially with Anticipate Plus. I'm saying they have shoulder charge with a stat, just like they do everything else. In a higher percentage shoulder charge, you have a little bit further space to make that shoulder charge. If you have a low shoulder charge, you have to be right up on the player. Then on top of that, they got to take in your strength versus your opponent's strength on the likelihood that even if you time it right, can you knock the opponent off the ball? Right? If you're super weak like Messi and Van Dijk has the ball and you go to shoulder, Messi goes to shoulder charge Van Dijk, most likely he's going to bounce off him and fall on the ground. But if it's vice versa and Van Dijk is going to shoulder charge Messi, assuming Messi doesn't just do some shifty stuff to like make him miss, if Van Dijk gets his physicality in there, Messi's all goner. He's going to push him right off the ball. So it's got to be a mix of high shoulder charge stats, so you have a little bit bigger area, and then based on that stat is how your player will go into that shoulder challenge, right? Maybe even how likely they are to commit a foul. If they shoulder charge too late, the ball's not there, then of course it's a foul. So I think that's definitely something that needs to be added. And then, of course, it's probably more of a server issue, but the certain situations where a auto tackle should trigger and it doesn't, so the opponent will dribble right into your defender and kind of bounce off of him instead of losing the ball. And because that's happening, I have players in my Discord that explain because that's happening, they're not trusting the auto tackles as much, and they're always pressing the tackle command. The problem is if auto tackle goes off as you press that, let's say, circle for a standing tackle, your player is going to boot the ball away, and now instead of being rewarded by taking the ball away, you're giving it right back to your opponent to start attacking on you. So they need to definitely fix that. Let's see what we got here. Oof. There it goes. Marceau's on a tear. Definitely a very strong player. Plays good football. I like watching this guy for sure. Widrow's like top 20. Wow. And Marceau's making him look like nothing. Good to have you in here, Narf. Yeah, my goal is you're just joining my boy Narf, our first ever signing for our 5v5 team, so we just need 3 more. If you're interested, make sure you join my Discord and either private message me or just leave it in the Discord you're interested in joining the 5v5. But we're watching, it's a casuals tournament. Anybody could sign up, so it's not guaranteed to be like the top players, but I'm sure, like we're seeing here, Marceau's definitely a good player. I'm sure there'll be others. And the goal, I just want to see where Goals is at and how these players are playing. Do they abuse mechanics? Do they play good football? And it's crazy because my boy Narf just confirmed Widrow's like top 20. Maybe I did play him. That name does seem a little familiar. Oh, good D. I think Marceau, I don't see Marceau giving this lead up, but you never know. You guys can kind of read. Obviously, you can always go to Marceau's stream, and it's not like I don't encourage that too. Anything to support the game. I'm just kind of breaking it down from my point of view and what I'm seeing as they play. And again, once I figure out my video player, I'll show you this compared to mine. But I'm around 90th in the world right now. These players are around the top 20 range. Definitely have been playing. I don't know about Widrow, but like this Marceau, they've definitely been playing since early on, which kudos to them. The early model, when I first got my code, I couldn't have played it. It needed way too much sharpening at the time. So in that sense, I think it's fine to have the discrepancy where that marquee guy's got those crazy players, because at that time they got the old upgrade system, which boosted their players. Apparently you could be boosted over 100 now. Maybe you can, but just, it's super hard or impossible to get players that high with upgrades. Who knows? But then you go, well, wait a minute, that old system that upgraded players to crazy levels, that's unfair. Those guys got them, we don't. Well, it's the same as my boy Narf wasn't playing early enough to get the legendary players. But Goals isn't going, yeah, Narf, glad you joined. Sorry it's late. Here you go, Damn. What is this? Sorry, like I said, guys, I'm multitasking. Waiting for this stupid meeting. Once it's over, I can kind of get all the way focused. Is this caught up? Let me check this. Sorry guys, I've been having problems with OBS too. Let me do this check real quick.
There's a Harbor Freight.
I love OBS if you're familiar with it. I highly recommend it, but when you don't know, it's better when you know how to like troubleshoot certain things. Players to crazy levels. That's unfair. I'm waiting for this stupid meeting. Once it's over, I can. But goals isn't going. Yeah, Narf, glad you joined. Sorry it's late. All right, good. Here you go. I thought he was cut off. Damn. I thought my sound got cut off. But yeah, so basically, here, let me get this back up. Damn, I gotta go back into Twitch. 1 second, guys, sorry. So basically, so Narf doesn't get those. He's got to play with a lower rated team, which sucks because it does help to have those players, without a doubt, especially in close games. Like I played Narf yesterday, beat him 2-1 in the tournament. Or sorry, yeah, the tournament, which was limited players, so that was cool. My legendaries couldn't play. But in ranked, he's got to play a lot of solid teams. So there's close games, without a doubt, where, his skill is great. He stays in those games. But maybe having a legendary player would have prevented that game-winning goal in that super tight game. Right? So that's where you're kind of rewarded if you played earlier or not. Especially the same thing with those guys with the more boosted players than we're able to get. Sorry, I hate having this multitasking because the whole point of this, you guys could always just watch the Marcels. I want to watch this, and good game, nothing works, he said. Wow. This Rodrigo Nunez, I don't know if that was... Nothing works. Let me check too. See if I've played any of these guys. Leaderboards, top 500. So I'm around 92 right now. 92 in the world! Henry Lyon was the one I beat where he got that goal where it glitched my keeper out. I wanted to show you. I can't believe I can't show you some of these. I played another top player. This guy was the best player I've played. He's like 60 rated, but he was really good, dude. Played solid football. His players were insane. Some of his finishes from the angle they were at was crazy. Might have saw Mab 239 in that tournament. That I Am French dude is interesting because I'll listen to what he has to say in the Discord, and I tend to agree with a lot of what he has to say, but the way he plays just doesn't match it. That dribbling, bouncing off defenders, only like a certain number of players you have that against, and it feels just real glitchy. It's probably just a connection, limited servers, but still, the fact that you can't get certain tackles that you would in other games drives you crazy. Not blaming it on him, but it is just interesting that each game and that he's super dribble happy. The Revenge, Palom. So I played him twice. That I Am French guy who's, see, he's not in this term. I think he's just watching. Yeah, I don't see anything else, but anyway, we'll get back into the watching the tournament. I just want to see if there's any names I recognize at all. This Tactic 1. I thought I played him, but I didn't recognize him on there.
Unlucky for him. chance here for Mike. Alright, he takes with the lofted. That's the 4-2. Maybe he can do another comeback of a 4-2. 4-2, sorry. Yeah. But do I have a game? Looks like it. Oh no, I don't have. It was better if I asked if they want to send a notification, so I thought I got one. But Ronald and Hasabi are still playing. Oh, good ball from Mike. It's the 4-3. Bro has the comeback qualities today. A guten Tag, FC is still alive here. Yes. Still alive.
Right.
Oh my god, good through ball. You can do the 4-4. Oh my god.
Eating
what
some
the
pizza
comeback
while I watch
today?
some goals. Gotta love it.
4-1 down. Tactic 1 again, bro. Like fucked up the defending here. And gets instantly like the 5-4.
Crazy.
Like
Close
Tactic
game.
didn't care at all about all of this comeback.
Wait, wasn't this 4-1 for a minute and I missed all that?
Oh my god, Mike fucks up again. Good football from Tactic 1. Oh my god, he gets the block.
I love the
Did he get
block.
ads, by the way? Bro, do you have ads on maximum? Yeah.
So much in this game is awesome. Nice
Now he
tactic
has to
one.
come back again. Ah, good tackle.
Nice try.
Nice try, Schuber.
Should have went over the top though. See, this is good football, man. I love watching this stuff. Not just cross after cross or...
Oh my god, I got a game.
When you get the chance, check out my goals galore.
But against who?
Perfect breakdown of how to beat
Against
cross
Ronald.
spammers.
One against Hasabi. The thing is, Torton wrote me he wants to cast today, but he is not answering me. So yeah, maybe no cast for today. Well, I actually also would like to see that Ronald wins against me. I want to get the tactic 1 against Ronald final. And we get the El Clasico of gold. I sent you a code, Ronald. You can join. Let's go.
I went at it with this guy.
Too, bro.
Discord. This Ronald.
Yeah, best of 1.
He gave me the
Only
old...
final is best
He
of
gave me
3.
the old, oh, try to tell me I've been playing this beta since the beginning or some crap.
Why I got an admin?
Hard to tell just from one interaction, but based on some of his comments, oh, you're going to try to tell me I've been playing this game since...
Again.
It's one of that, it's that ownership mentality that we talked about in Discord where
So what happened?
This Ronald guy seemed like one of those, like, since he took his code, just like I had, just
Why
like
did he
any of
make-
you could have had, and played this whole time instead of playing other football games like we chose to. And so he's been in Discord this whole time. He feels that gives him some type of minority ownership in the
Why did he
game
play
where
with
he
wrong
has a
team?
more of a say in Discord than other people. Now, that's how he came off. Who knows if that's how he is. Then he said somewhere, I was talking to the Marky guy, the number one play in the Alpha. Number one player in Alpha, like, congrats,
Oh my
dude,
God,
you're
bro,
the
how
best
can you
Alpha
be like
player
a
ever.
quarterfinal and
And
ignore
Ronald, with everything he
restriction?
said,
What the fuck?
was, oh, as if the number one player in the game doesn't
Right,
know.
you
As
can
if
play,
the
by the
number...
way, I answered
Bro, if
that.
the number one player in the game says the goalie should be able to score, it's still wrong whether he's number one in the game or 1,000. You know, just because you're a certain rank doesn't mean you're right about everything. Just the stupid mentality. Obviously, these guys are all just players, and maybe this Ronald guy's an insane good player. But he definitely came
Right,
off
can you take like the
as a
work
total
in this
total
set from
douchebag,
them,
like a special type of douchebag.
like on Battlefy?
Well, let's see how he plays. He's in the dark
Unlucky
pit.
for Mike, bro. You nearly come back again. Like, Drago, oh, you don't see the chat. Fuck, you're not admin. Oh god, that you're not admin in goals. Unlucky. I check at halftime, we chat.
Nice fake shot. The fake shots seem like they're registering better, by the way. For a while, they were registering terrible. It was like 50-50, which made you not want to use it. Toy him.
Let's try.
Toying. Sorry about the crunchies, dude. Dude or dudes. I'm starving.
Fuck.
Nice little stalemate. That's why this game's so amazing, though, dude. Two players trying to break each other down. No extra BS. No, like, oh, my player's got fucking this play style so I can shoot from 50 yards. You can't. Or
Yeah, impossible to score, yeah.
you do got, like, the heading thing. That's, again, why they need to balance it. But it's just mainly pure football. And, again, still the alpha.
Oh, your playlist is like best songs of all time. On Spotify.
Thought he was going to fake it and play that through ball.
Bro,
What do you
Why
think,
is
Narf? These
nothing
guys are about
happening?
right at our level. What do you think, Narf?
I fucked up the switching.
No, maybe we're even higher. But that voted Dota King, whatever his name is, the reason why I liked how he played so much, he knew his players' strengths and used them perfectly. The way he weighted his passes, the angle his shots were from, it's like, oh, my player's got 95 shooting, I got this. Oh, this player's got 92 passing, I can make this pass. And then the next player, like, oh, they got 95 dribbling. Like, he mixed and matched his play based on the player he had with the ball. Is it awesome he has those
entertaining.
players? Yes. But the skill it takes to
Yeah.
recognize that, then be able to do it, that's his skill that got
Blindly,
added.
bro. But nothing is happening.
I would bet him to win this tournament if he entered it. And I don't even know who that is. Even if that guy was this Ronald that I went with and he hated me, I'm still going to speak the truth.
Bro, are those guys retarded, bro? Digga, this guy plays with epics, and then he writes that you won the game. But bro, it doesn't count when you don't play with the team which you're supposed to play with. And bro, literally just write like, no, I won. And I make the fucking rules, bro.
Like, one of the guys cheated and played with. It's supposed to be rares and below.
Oh my god, what a shot. Sorry, I need to press pause again because of this retards.
Nice goal. Nice goal. I love that heel pass. Damn, I didn't read that shooting. What was that? Only 83 shooting?
Yeah.
But that's where you got to read the shooting details. Because you don't know. It might be 99 finishing and like lower free kicks, and that's why their shooting's 83 instead of like 90.
This guy is actually retarded, bro. This Vincuna, bro. It's also
Let's
like
read what
his
he's saying.
playstyle describes him perfectly. Like, I don't understand how people can be too dumb to read the fucking rules.
That French accent's hilarious. You don't read the rules. You don't read the rules. Look at Ronald bitching. I can't do shit. Shut the fuck up. That dude's a total tool bag. They say if the shoe fits,
And I super
wear
run
it. Ronald's one of those guys that I know I can tell guys just like, you know, a rat is a loser. Just like I've talked about so many times, a rat is a loser. No winner is a rat. For obvious reasons. People who get into Discord and try to Discord and try to gatekeep and think they're cool because 20 dumbass, you know, insecure little bitches always have their back because they think because Ronald's been in there for a long time, he has some special privileges, which he doesn't. It's an illusion. Not like he has more say in the game or is better or nothing. It's just he's been in there posting all the time, taking that time, wasting his time. But you could tell by how he is. And then he sends this, I can't do shit. Maybe he's just meaning because his opponent's way better than him. But either way, the way he comes off to me, and I could be totally wrong. I'm human like everybody else, but I feel like that Ronald guy is one of those guys. Just think of the biggest tool bag douche you know.
Bro.
And that's Ronald. Not a terrible player, though. Not very good, but also not bad. Nice goal.
Nice attack, Ronald.
Very nice.
That's good football.
That was beautiful football, dude. Good job, Ronnie Ron. I'll eventually match up with him. And he might even whoop my ass.
God.
But unfortunately, he's still a douche. Or at least I think he is. Ahmed, how are you? Oh yeah, defending. It's a game that you got to get used to, especially if you're playing the other football games. But that's the beauty of it, man. That's what makes it worth it. If it was just like the other games,
in general, it's like so boring when you have like top players playing against each other.
If it was just like playing any other game, or you didn't feel a difference, then it wouldn't be special. It wouldn't be worth playing. You would just play that other game, right? But Goals is a unique beast. It's got that classic feel without all the bullshit added, but like modern day oomph, if you will, modern day spark. I just love
Oh my god.
when you're in a tight game battling someone, you can feel the importance of every decision. An offense, defense, build up, everything's important from start to end in a close game. And it's sweaty, but in a good way. It's sweaty, but in a good way, dude. Because you feel rewarded. It's not no FC shit where two players are playing the meta of 4-5-1, park the bus and counter to your Holland, or some bullshit like that.
Oh my god, what a boy from Ronald.
Yeah, all good, bro.
Back from the game. GG.
Right, I agree on that. I'll get in the Discord and state my opinion because the devs in this game are very cool. I've talked to literally probably 7 or 8 of them. Dude, one of them was helping me out. Obviously, basically nicely saying your thumbnails suck, but he helped me out a lot in like fixing those. And like another one, the animation engineer comes in and is responding directly to me, and these guys coming into my videos, following my content, liking my stuff, sharing my videos, like, dude, incredible. You don't get that in any other game. They don't owe me nothing.
It's literally on the details.
Answering questions, giving feedback, like answering to my feedback, like, I like that, I don't like that. Like, dude, they're the best, man, and they're making an incredible game. And you can tie, when you talk to those devs, you can tie it to the type of game they're making, which is insane. But unfortunately, not all the player base is like that, which can be said about FC, UFL, eFootball. They have plenty of douchebags.
Bro, like those guys delaying so much everything. Yeah.
But this is interesting because no other game releases an alpha, and so these guys who it's kind of crazy they've been playing since the early model. Like, it's almost like if you guys felt how that game felt early, it's now, like, bro, how did you play this game that much? But that's why they got those beastly players from previous
but this guy literally writes
upgrades and stuff.
But bro, I know that he's right.
By previous upgrades and stuff, like, they deserve it, because if you were playing the game that early on when it was very shallow, not much to do, not great builds, kudos. But there's some douchebags like the Ronald guy. I've been playing since July, man. Don't talk to me. You have to bow down to me. I'm the Goals Godfather. Like, shut the fuck up. You have just as much or just as little say as myself or anyone else. If Ahmet wants to go into the Goals Discord right now and say, I think this game is terrible, he has a right to do that. I think it's terrible because the shooting sucks, let's just say. This Ronald guy could say, I think this shooting's great. Ahmet could go, I disagree. This Ronald guy would go, you're disagreeing with me? I've been playing this game since July, man. I was the second player to get a code. As if that makes his opinion any better, or his take any better than Ahmet's. No, they both have an opinion. That's all it is. I know, Ahmet. It's insane. Like, the state of FC with eFootball, with Smart Assist, UFL with their glitches and the stupid-ass way they're running their game with the crazy ability perks that make no sense, that are so gimmicky. Like, the game's in the trash. All those football games are in the trash.
Game for third place if you want, but you don't have to. I think you only get like a better basic pack anyway.
Look at him commenting. I don't have to play anymore? No, dipshit. Read the tournament. But I'm the Godfather. Don't I get a second chance?
I also want to watch darts, bro. I also want to.
I was the first player to ever play Goals. My uncle, his cousin's girlfriend, helps develop the game. She's the assistant at the front desk. I got bigger say than you.
Anymore.
Right. And when it's And you're supposed to point out shit that's wrong with the game to help make it better. So when I pointed out, like, hey, defenders have the ability to shield and use their physicality, plus do skill moves. The defenders should have the ability to shoulder challenge, just like standing tackle and sliding tackle, the ability to put their physicality. Anybody who watches football knows how certain defenders put their shoulder into attackers to push them off the ball and put... And so I show examples, talk about this, and they're like, what, this isn't FC? It's like, dude, FC doesn't own the shoulder challenge. Yeah, maybe you don't have it where you can press X and with anticipate plus run 10 yards. But I show these examples where the player and defender were running where they were going to collide.
I hope they are playing right now.
And because of the angle, it would have made sense to have like a put your body in the way and shield the attacker off. Similar to shielding for attack. Anybody who plays football would understand. The devs, when I was going over in my content, I got a response, dude. They didn't know me that at all. But yet, when I went into the Discord, dipshit Ronald and his 20 fucking minions, what is this, man, with all the gifts, and what, you want Bluetooth tackles, what, you want a 10-foot, even though there's video to support it. The third example was obvious, but they skipped that to fit their narrative. Like, these idiots clearly do not represent the game, and you can tell that when you get a answer from a dev that's 100% opposite of what those idiots are saying, where it took them 2 seconds to get what I was saying.
I sent the code like on Discord.
So again, I'm not saying I dislike all these guys.
I sent you guys the code for the semifinal.
It is what it is. We all have opinions, but there is certain grade school like bully / gang up mentality within the Discord that's pretty pathetic. I could care less if these clowns like me or not. In fact, I'm kind of glad I'm not part of that, like, oh, let's wait for a comment and 20 of us will all dog this guy while we defend our buddy. Who they don't know, it's just they're all the jackasses that have been playing this game since day one. Which, congrats, good for you. Still doesn't give you no more say than anybody else. Or no more ownership over the Discord.
I've been playing since...
I just housed a whole pizza, dude. I gotta go put this in. I'll be right back. I was starving. Sorry if you heard me chewing.
I mean, I can go and fire if I take you. Fuck, bro. That's the game. The game just started there. I'm like, yeah. Nah, no way, Tactic 1. No way. They actually got something good out of those. That's crazy, yeah.
Hell yeah, keep it. Keep it, what are you gonna do? Keep it, set it up, or I'll open it. Or give it as a gift. Gift it up!
Merry Christmas.
Ha!
I will be right back.
Yeah, I totally get it. I'm 37, dude, so I'm right up the boat. But these games are our games, bro. You got to think, man. We've been playing. Our generation's a generation that played football games our whole lives. From the start to now, we know we're the real godfathers. This is our shit. Goals has that classic feel like back when we played when there was none of the bullshit, where it didn't matter if you could see the fucking tattoos of the player or if Neymar wore his real cleats, or they don't have the rips on the calves of the players like Bellingham's sock rips aren't in there. eFootball's not good because they don't have the sock rips, or FC is great this year because they took away shadows, like stupid shit that doesn't matter. How about the football, you idiots?
They are playing since 7 minutes. Will be finished soon.
Look at this. This is hilarious.
Yeah, on Sunday at the 5v5 Cup, I will give away the last 2 codes which I have.
Look at this cool, the next 5v5 Nations Cup. That's so cool, dude. 25th of January. I love how they're doing cups through this and everything. It's very cool. No, dude, this goals game is a nod to actual classic true football. And the reason why is very easy to understand. The reason why goals is kicking ass and the other games aren't, why the connection, they kept it simple, stupid, right? They kept it simple. The game's about your decisions, defending, switching players, passing, moving, shooting, and then they add in the cool looking shit on top, and they're continuing to add. It will be even sharper for full release. And you have a modern day football game with a classic feel. Because they kept, like, if you watch on my channel, if you haven't got to watch it on Matt, check out Stallion 2 years ago when they, I guess he started on with goals, did a breakdown of why they chose the passing mechanics they did, and it tells you the whole philosophy of how they're developing the game. Like why they don't do dispersion in certain instances, why they chose passing to be what it is, and the stats to matter how they do. And it's all about keeping the player's decision first and foremost, more important than any animation, than any AI. It's your decision that is the ultimate skill gap. That is classic football when all you had is A, B, and C, and A was pass, B was shoot, or A was shoot, B was pass, I forgot, and C was tackle, and then you move with 4 arrows. And even though it was nothing but pixelated players that didn't have real names or kits, it was still you versus your buddy sitting next to you with a corded controller, and you were moving whatever direction, choosing when to pass, when to move, when to switch your players, and who to mark. And they just added the modern capabilities to that classic type of feel with some badass finishing, some badass. I love the volleys where it's a through ball in the air, it bounces, and your player does sort of a karate kick. I scored this insane, dude. I gotta pull it up to show you. And then actually I'll have you guys probably join. I know, because Smart Assist is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. I gotta go handle some shit, dude, unfortunately. And it's gonna suck because you guys could just watch Marceau's thing if I can't comment or talk like I am. But I want to show you something before I go, because this is like this type of, whether you call it animation or ability, whatever, is the type of stuff I love. So if you go into the goal video clip contest, or no, let's go to my Discord. Let's go into goals highlights. If you haven't, make sure you join my Discord. Best goal and goals ever. Now watch this, dude. I love this goal. I gotta mute that so I don't get copyrighted. But check out this finish. So I want to show you this again. So first of all, the football is beautiful. But check out the finish. So what happens is, it's a great volley touch. And then I do a chip. But it's at a header. They have a chip header ability. They thought of everything. Look at this. So watch, off a throw-in, lay back, manually trigger my run. Watch this. Boom. Watch this. Boom. Manually triggered it. Before I even turned, I knew what I wanted to do. Manually trigger. As I turn into space, boom, immediately play the through ball. Now watch. Now, I should have played it on the ground, right? I thought that center back was going to back off me, but he marked me tight. So either way, whether I played in the air or ground, it was a great play. But because I played in the air, check this out, dude. Look, it bounces, or so you thought, but he takes a juggle touch. Look at this. It's incredible. Watch this again. Oh, I got to rewind it more. Juggle touch, and then I chipped it, and I was saying, oh, he's going to pop it over. He's going to wait till it goes down to his foot and pop it, loop it over, which they do have that animation. But watch this chip header. It's so sick. Juggle touch, chip header. Now, you cannot tell me that that's not insanity, dude. That, in an alpha already, to have that kind of sharpness and ability, dude, then they have like that karate kick volley from the side, from like just before it hits the ground, insane post and crossbar rocking rips. near post and far post beastly shots. I want them to sharpen up the ball rolls so you can like ball roll the keeper, scissors around like the last defender. Like they got to sharpen that type of stuff, which I know they will. And it's just the game's amazing, man. They're already doing such a good job. So on that, go finish watching the tournament if you want. Like I said, I wanted to watch all the way to the end and just critique the football. You know, we got to see some pretty good football. No real ratty nonsense that you typically see in ranked. Players probably don't have the balls to do it on here and then just get destroyed. You know, they'd rather do it on ranked where they think they're safe. But I record it all, so I got them. I am French. I got the other guys that talk on Discord like they're, you know, but they play ratty. But anyway, that's besides the point. I will put this link up real quick. And I'll probably be back on later. Like I said, I have a meeting. Otherwise, I would have tried to plan this, whether I got my ass kicked or not. Just to kind of have some fun and play. See what it was all about. But this guy's Twitch is... Should be able to see it here. Where the hell is it listed at? Marceau1337, right there. Marceau1337, right? So check that out, Marceau1337, or you can go into eFootball, what the? Go to goals, eSports News is why I said eSports News, and then they'll have a Twitch link directly. But Ahmet says the gameplay looks very good, the programmers deserve praise, 100%. The foundation is definitely sound, that much was immediately obvious to me, therefore I will continue to follow goals and hope that it will be a good game where skills are paramount. I love it, Ahmed. I 100,000% agree. But yeah, man. Good man, Ahmed. Make sure you join my Discord if you haven't already, if you're into that. If not, just keep coming in, man. I love your feedback. Look forward to maybe having you join our 5v5 if you have time. Maybe getting some friendlies in goals. Maybe if you join our tournaments or leagues. Well, we have a lot coming with goals, so... if you can join the Discord, we'd love to have you. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Shout out to everyone who stopped in. If anybody else, it might have just been me. Oh, yeah, my boy Narf. Shout out Narf. He's officially our first signing to 5v5. That's what it's all about. It's all about sharing my passion of football games and football in general with like-minded community that just wants to play football and to have a good football game to play on. It's simple as that. I don't care if it's 3 of us or 3 million of us. I'm going to keep doing what I do because I love it, and I know you guys do too, so I appreciate you. And if you haven't, make sure you do like the videos that I drop and subscribe. It does really help me, help us grow. And I'll see you guys next time. OG, how long did it take you to build a good team? Yeah, take a look at my team. You know, I'm still going with it, but to get the upgrades for those players, they didn't have a ton. You can get 6, 7, 8 upgrades. Mine, all my top players had like at most 3, typically 1. So not the longest time. Kind of maxed out in a lot of areas, but I'm happy enough with it. I do play some teams that have those beastly players that I guess were from the previous way the upgrades were, where you could just jack players through the roof to higher stat levels. But for the most part, I can compete with anybody with those, and yeah, so I can't be mad. It's not the best team, but it's definitely not the worst team either. So, Discord link, if you go to my YouTube bio, and it will be right there at the top. If you go in the YouTube bio, you'll see where it has links. Click in the Discord link, and you will be in. It's free, so it's easy to join. I should have added that, sorry. But yeah, my YouTube bio, the top, you'll see all the links. There's merch links, subscription links, stuff like that. But the Discord link, you'll be able to see it. Click in it, and you'll be right in there, buddy. Thanks, I'm Matt, and I will see you guys soon.